So, let me ask you something. What happens when two very different beasts, a slow-burning, psychologically decaying religious horror film and a brutally surreal survival horror video game, look at the human soul under the microscope and come back screaming? What happens when Sinners, a 2025 film that plunges headfirst into the tormented depths of fanaticism and guilt, squares off against The Evil Within 2, a grotesque dance of madness, fatherhood, and blood-soaked surrealism? You don't just compare the two. No, you survive them. You confess to them. You stare into the abyss and it stares right back, each whispering in your ear that salvation, my friend, is a lie you told yourself to sleep at night. Let's start with Sinners, this new cinematic beast that crawled out of the infernal pit Hollywood sometimes dares to explore but rarely understands. A film that's drenched not just in shadows, but in moral corrosion, in that sharp sting of repentance that lingers in the soul like a splinter in the brain. Set in a decrepit Appalachian town, clinging to the last threads of faith, Sinners tells the tale of a former preacher's daughter turned renegade exorcist, Ruthie, hunted both by demons and her past. This isn't your popcorn possession slick, no jump scares, no spinning heads, just oppression. The spiritual rot seeps in slowly, like a swamp gas filling your lungs while you're still smiling at the choir. The cinematography is claustrophobic, almost cruel. Every hallway, every stained glass prayer, every candlelit sermon is a trap waiting to swallow you whole. Sinners doesn't ask if God is watching. It screams at you that maybe he never was. Now spin that around and fall face first into the dreamlike, brutal nightmare of The Evil Within 2, where the subconscious becomes a bloody canvas and the human psyche is torn open like a diary soaked in gasoline. Sebastian Castellanos isn't a hero. He's not even a man anymore. He's a broken machine running on guilt and grief, searching for his dead daughter inside a virtual brain prison called STEM. But unlike Sinners, which spirals outward into community corruption and religious plague, The Evil Within 2 collapses inward into the mind. It's personal horror, not communal. It's the kind of horror that whispers to you as you walk down a hallway, "She died because of you." And still, they speak the same language. You want to know the twisted, poetic link between them? It's faith, or rather, the betrayal of it. In Sinners, the town's belief system is the weapon, a perverted gospel that justifies torture, self-flagellation, and child sacrifice in the name of divine purity. It's the horror of corrupted theology, of God twisted into a dagger. Ruthie, trying to atone for what her father did, becomes a vessel of wrath, half saint, half demon. Meanwhile, Sebastian's journey in The Evil Within 2 is driven by a shattered faith, not in God, but in himself. He failed as a father. He lost his daughter. He became a ghost. STEM becomes his purgatory, and every boss fight is a confrontation with his own failings. The twisted art of Stefano Valentini, the monstrous psychological manifestations of Theodore Wallace, they aren't villains, they're philosophies. They are sermons of madness. Where Sinners drags its characters through the mud of sin and holds their heads under, The Evil Within 2 lights that mud on fire and says, "You want to save your daughter? Then burn."